I'm going to do something different for my channel. I'm going to do a classic movie review. My original intention was to do a 40th anniversary review of the soundtrack for this movie, but I listened to it and I felt it would have been more interesting just to talk about the movie. That's kind of what I wanted to do anyway. You know, the music was also a major part of it, so I'm going to be talking a lot about music as well. But I'm talking about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The soundtrack for this movie came out on July 30th, 1982. And the movie came out August 13th, 1982, and so they're basically celebrating the 30th anniversary. So let me start by saying the first time I saw this movie was when I was 11 years old. Probably way too young to be seeing this movie, but it was the 80s. My parents brought me, and times were different back then. The movie was directed by Amy Heckerling and was based on a screenplay by Cameron Crowe. Now, what I didn't know was that Cameron Crowe went undercover to a high school to write this screenplay. So this movie is partially based on like true experiences. In this movie, we have a lot of different characters. We have Jennifer Jason Leigh as the main character, Stacy. Her friend Linda, played by Phoebe Cates. Her older brother, Brad, he's played by Judge Reinhold. We got the stoner character, Jeff Spicoli, played by Sean Penn. And there were two other main characters. We got like the nerdy Mark Ratner and his cool friend, Mike Damone. Then there were many cameos, a lot of like up-and-coming actors, like Nicolas Cage was in the part, Eric Stoltz, Forrest Whitaker, and Anthony Edwards. The soundtrack had some good songs, but there are others that I don't really remember being in the movie. But the best song from the movie was the Jackson Browne song called Somebody's Baby. I always liked the song. It's just about somebody seeing a girl they like. You know, she's very pretty, but in your head you're thinking, you know, there's no way a girl like this is like available or single. She must have a boyfriend, so you kind of like play this whole thing in this head where she has this incredible happy life and you will never get a chance with her. So that's always like a song that like resonated with me. I always like that one. Then some other good songs. So Sammy Hagar, he recorded a song called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That was a good rocker. Then there's like the song Raised on the Radio. That one I remember. I think it was from one of the songs. I think Brad Hamilton was singing this in his car in one scene. Then another song called I Don't Know, Spicoli's Theme. That one I remember very well. That was a Jimmy Buffett song. So there's some good music in there. But there were some songs missing from the soundtrack. So one was Moving in Stereo by the Cars. So that was a song played during that like famous pool scene with Phoebe Cates. Kind of one of the most paused scenes in movie history. That movie eventually came out on VHS, and it's a classic song, but that was not on the soundtrack. Also missing from the soundtrack was Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. So I'll explain the scene. So there's one scene where Mike Damone is giving Mark Ratner some tips on how to pick up a girl, and he says this classic line. He's like, when it comes to making out, put on side 2 or Led Zeppelin 4. So they cut to the next scene, and they're playing Kashmir. Now, I remember watching this, a little later on when I was a teenager. I'm thinking to myself, like, why are they playing Kashmir when that song is on Physical Graffiti? So I talked to another YouTuber about this. His name is Zep Pearl. He has a channel. And his idea was that Mark Ratner was, like, so nerdy that, he even got the song wrong that he was supposed to play. So, particular scene, Mike Damone is standing next to a cutout of Debbie Harry. And there are lots of classic lines. So, like, Mike Damone is like, all right, now pay attention. First of all, Rat, you never let on how much you like a girl. So he's like standing next to Debbie Harry. He's like, oh, Debbie, hi. 2, you always call the shots. He's like, kiss me, you won't regret it. Now 3, act like wherever you are, that's the place to be. He's like, isn't this great? 4, when ordering food, find out what she wants, then order for the both of you. It's a classy move. Now the lady would have the linguine and white clam sauce and a Coke with no ice. And 5, this is the most important, Rat, when it comes to making out, put on side 1 of Led Zeppelin 4. Another scene, Mike Damone talking about Cheap Trick. So he's talking to some girl on the bleachers, and he's like, can you honestly tell me you forgot the magnetism of Robin Zander or the charisma of Rick Nielsen? That was cool. Then another scene, Mike Damone, he was a ticket scalper. And there were some scenes mentioning like Van Halen blew us to Cult of Earth, Wind and Fire. So there was this one character named Arnold. He was a guy who worked with Brad Hamilton. So he walks up to Mike Damone And first Mike Damone says, you know, what can I do for you gentlemen? And Arnold's like, are you the guy with the Van Halen tickets? And Mike's like, I could be. How much you want for something in the first 10 rows? And Mike's like, $20 a piece. And Arnold's like, those tickets are only $12.50, you know. And then Mike's like, well, don't buy them. Then another kid comes up to him and he's like, got any Blue Oyster Cult? And Mike's like, no, I don't have any Blue Oyster Cult. I had 34 pairs the last time around. Where were you? Then at that point he comes with Forrest Whitaker, who was like this like big football player at the time. And he's like, hey, you talking to my little brother or something like that? And he's like, and Mike's like, oh, I didn't know he was your little brother, you know. And then Charles Jefferson's like, when are those Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets coming in? And Mike's like, Earth, Wind, and Fire, geez, I haven't heard anything but the minute I do, I'll let you know. So that was another great scene. But let's talk about, before I end this video, Jeff Spicoli. He was the stoner, lots of classic lines, like the time when he was coming to class and he has a pizza delivered to him. And the teacher's name is Mr. Hand. He's played by Ray Walston. And Mr. Hand's like, am I hallucinating here? Just what the hell do you think you're doing? And Jeff, he's really high. He's like, you know, learn about Cuba, having some food. And Mr. Hand is like, Mr. Spicoli, you're on dangerous ground here. You're causing a major disturbance on my time. And Jeff's like, you know, I've been thinking about this, Mr. Hand. If I'm here and you're here, doesn't it make it our time? Certainly there's nothing wrong with having a little feast on our time. So Mr. Hand, he takes the pizza away from him and he's like, you're absolutely right, Mr. Spicoli. It is our time. Yours, mine, everyone else in the rooms, but it is my class. So he hands out the pizza to all the other students. That's a really great scene. Another scene where Jeff Spicoli's talking on his phone. He like takes off his shoes like this. He's like, that was my skull. I'm so wasted. He's talking on the phone. And then before I end this off, let me do one more scene. There's like the dream sequence, and there's this guy, Stu Nathan, I guess he's a sportscaster. He's interviewing Jeff Spicoli. And I guess he was like, you know, winning some kind of like surfing award. So Jeff's like, you know, heading over to the Australian and Hawaiian Internationals. And then me and Mick are gonna wing over to London and jam with the Stones. So pretty cool, making that a Rolling Stones reference. And that's all. Let me end this video here. That's all. If you want me to do more classic movie reviews, let me know. Something different for me. And please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.